In January 2026, Amazon did something almost unthinkable by closing all 72 cashierless stores. They admitted the truth that the frictionless shopping future never actually worked. The cutting-edge technology wasn't killed by privacy concerns or customer resistance at all. Instead, this advanced technology was ultimately killed by a seemingly simple spreadsheet. For nearly a decade, Amazon had promised us something truly magical and transformative. Customers could walk into a store, grab whatever they desired, and simply leave. No checkout lines, no scanning items, and absolutely no waiting was promised. It felt like science fiction had arrived at your local store, with the future finally here. The innovative system was called Just Walkout, seeming like pure technological wizardry. The store ceiling was completely covered in countless advanced cameras, constantly watching every movement. Shelves themselves contained hidden weight sensors that track customers' every item movement. Computer vision algorithms supposedly knew exactly what you picked up from the shelves. Amazon wasn't just launching a new store format. They set the entire retail industry's agenda. Competitors panicked, terrified of being left behind. Startups raised millions for alternatives. Amazon even licensed the technology to airports and stadiums, spreading cashierless commerce. This spread of technology was the true gospel of truly cashierless commerce. The innovative concept became almost a religion among tech enthusiasts and retail futurists. Traditional checkout was now deemed as obsolete as the old horse and buggy. Amazon cracked the elusive code every retailer had dreamed about for decades. This breakthrough eliminated all the friction inherent in the payment process. For customers who tried it, the experience genuinely felt thrilling and novel. You walked in, grabbed your desired sandwich and drink, and just left. There was a weird sensation, like you were getting away with something. The detailed receipt would then arrive on your phone later, perfectly accurate. It seemed to work so seamlessly that nobody asked the obvious question. How is this actually happening? The underlying technology was so smooth and invisible, customers accepted it as magic. Amazon wasn't volunteering details about what was truly happening behind the scenes. In 2024, the information published an investigation that pulled back the curtain. What they found was shocking. Amazon employed over 1,000 hidden workers. Their job was watching store footage, reviewing transactions AI couldn't handle. These workers reviewed transactions that the artificial intelligence simply couldn't handle properly. This was a small percentage of edge cases. The problem was widespread. Roughly 700 out of every 1,000 transactions needed human review. That's a staggering 70%. Nearly 3/4 of purchases required verification. A person verified what the computer vision system thought it accurately saw. Suddenly, all those receipts arriving hours late now made perfect sense. They weren't delayed by sophisticated AI crunching complex data, but by human limits. A human being was watching video footage of you shopping across the world. They were trying to figure out whether you grabbed the regular Coke or the diet. To be fair to Amazon, their official response definitely deserves careful consideration. The company insisted these workers weren't reviewing sales transactions at all. Instead, they claimed workers were training artificial intelligence to get better. They were teaching the advanced system by feeding it examples and necessary corrections. But here's the fundamental problem with that corporate defense and explanation. The entire promise of Just Walkout was that the machine had already learned. Customers were told the technology was entirely ready, refined, and reliable. Instead, it was an expensive work in progress, propped up by 1,000 people. Amazon had not eliminated the labor at checkout at all. They simply relocated it, made it invisible, and shipped it overseas. The cashier you once saw was still there, just hidden from view. They were hidden halfway around the world, still watching you on camera. This stark revelation completely reframed everything about the cashierless store concept. It wasn't a triumph of automation replacing human work at all. It was a shell game, moving workers out of sight, claiming a future. The friction hadn't disappeared. It had just been outsourced where customers couldn't see. The real killer, the reason these stores failed, was brutal economics. Every single store needed ceiling-to-floor cameras, watching customers constantly. Weight sensors were embedded in every shelf, tracking every minute movement. Powerful computers ran complex algorithms in real time to process data. All that infrastructure was monumentally expensive to install and then maintain. On top of futuristic technology, Amazon was still paying for ongoing human labor. They were paying for the future and the past simultaneously, an unsustainable model. Every store was effectively running two complex checkout systems at once. What exactly did all this incredible expense truly accomplish anyway? It merely let customers skip waiting in a traditional checkout line. For the average shopper, the benefit was saving just 2 or 3 minutes. The value proposition was paper-thin, and the cost structure absolutely crushing. Amazon slowly started to realize this very uncomfortable truth about their stores. In 2024, they began quietly replacing just walkout technology. They switched to much simpler, cheaper smart shopping carts instead. Customers could now scan as they shopped, then easily skip traditional checkout. It was a telling retreat, revealing a significant shift in strategy. Smart carts offer convenience without astronomical infrastructure costs. No ceiling cameras, no AI algorithms, and no workers reviewing footage. Just a cart with a scanner and a screen, simple, effective, and profitable. The real death knell came in January 2026, marking the end. Amazon announced they were closing all 72 Amazon Go and Fresh locations. Not scaling back, not pausing expansion. They were shutting them all down completely. In carefully worded corporate language, they admitted the numbers simply didn't work. Just like that, the promised future of retail was truly over. 8 years after massive fanfare, Amazon was walking away entirely. Billions were invested in technology, supposed to revolutionize global shopping. It was abandoned because it couldn't survive contact with basic business math. The collapse of just walkout tells us something crucial about automation. So much so that AI is actually just hidden human labor repackaged. This hidden labor is simply moved somewhere out of public sight. The advanced robots simply aren't as real or autonomous as we think. We see this deceptive pattern everywhere if we simply look closely. AI content moderation is thousands of workers reviewing countless posts. Automated customer service chatbots are truly backed by human agents constantly. Even self-driving cars have remote human operators constantly monitoring them. The lesson isn't that automation is impossible or technology cannot advance. But we need to ask harder questions when someone promises frictionless magic. Who is actually doing the hard work? And where did the labor truly go? And critically, what does a financial spreadsheet truly reveal to us? The future, despite its wonders, still ultimately has to make economic sense. It doesn't matter how cool the technology looks or how slick the demo. The underlying business model is fundamentally broken, making innovation pointless. You can't subsidize convenience forever. Eventually, reality certainly catches up. Amazon certainly learned this painful lesson the very hard way. They built 72 stores filled with advanced, cutting-edge technology. They also employed over 1,000 people just to make it work. All that effort couldn't replace the simple economics of a store cashier. Next time, ask yourself, who's really behind the magical curtain? Because the future is indeed coming absolutely with all its promises, but it still crucially has to survive a ruthless, unforgiving spreadsheet. And sometimes, despite all innovation, the dazzling future truly loses.